Hey guys, Ray from Levy RV and Boat, out boondocking in beautiful Arizona. It's late January 2024. I thought I'd update you on the current state of things as far as my off-grid power system goes for our camping adventures. It changes all the time, so I like to update you every so often. So let's get to it. So here we go. We'll start with the heart of this DC system here. There's two Xantrex lithium batteries, 240 amp hours apiece for a total of 480 amp hours of capacity. They're wired in parallel, and I have each of the cabling going to a bus bar. So I have a positive bus bar here, and then down here they first go to a shunt, which is part of my battery monitor. I have a trimetric battery monitor. So everything goes through the shunt so that the battery monitor can gauge how much current is going in and out of the batteries to calculate the capacity left. And then it goes to a negative bus bar. Now all the wiring here is what they call 2-aught gauge or 200 gauge. And then I also used 2-aught gauge to go up to a Xantrex 3000 watt inverter charger as a 150 amp charger, and it also has a 50 amp transfer switch. So I used 2 gauge to go up to it. 3000 watts, a lot of people will recommend using 4 gauge, but I have a very short runs of wire and I don't really max out this inverter much. So rather than have to go and buy expensive thicker wire, I've stayed with my 2 gauge wire here. It doesn't overheat or anything because I'm not maxing out this 3000 watt. Usually it's just using it for a microwave or something like that. So it's drawing about 100 to 25 to 175 amps. So this wiring has been adequate for that. Anyway, we'll move on to how these batteries are charged from my solar system. On the roof, I have 8 roof panels, and I have them split into 2 different arrays. At the very front of the fifth wheel, kind of slanted forward, I have 4 100-watt Renogy panels, and they're all wired in parallel with 10 gauge wire. At the back of the RV, there's 2 Bouge RV panels and also 2 Renogy panels. So there's 2 100-watt Renogy panels and then 2 170-watt Bouge RV, all wired in parallel 10 gauge. And then they combine together at a bus bar just before this solar charger, which a Bouge RV 60 amp solar charger. And then the output of the charger is running 6 gauge wire, goes into the positive bus bar. The negative is going to the chassis or frame ground rather than running it all the way back to the negative bus bar. The negative bus bar is also attached to the frame. A lot of parts of the RV get attached to the frame, like the RV DC panel here is attached to the frame as well. So next we'll look at the AC side of things. So a little bit, I got 2 transfer switches going on. I have my shore power comes in here and goes to a 30 amp Go Power transfer switch that I installed about a year or 2 ago before I had this inverter charger with a transfer switch. So I've left it alone rather than changing any wiring. So when the shore power connects, this transfer switch switches and my shore power goes to the RV AC panel as normal in the RV. The Xantrex, the way I have it wired in, I have another outlet input very close to it that I use for my generator when off grid. So I have a gas generator, 2000 watts. So when we're off of shore power, this transfer switch runs whatever the output of the inverter is. So if I put a generator in here or battery power, it'll switch and will go and feed all the RVAC panel outlets. Now the AC panel outlet will also provide power to a 50 amp converter charger. Normally it's on a breaker down here. I normally leave it off because I'm usually off grid The only time I ever turn it on is sometimes when I'm on grid and the shore power is coming in and I want to charge my batteries using shore power. I'll use that converter, but normally it's turned off when I'm off grid, or else what would happen is my batteries would run the inverter here, which would go pass through here and into this charger, and it would create a loop and you'd end up running your batteries down. Xantrex also has optional remote display, and it has Bluetooth with an app and everything like that. So I can control my Xantrex by the display or the app. And then the battery monitor here is another way I can monitor my batteries, or the batteries also have Bluetooth, so I can monitor them that way. And then the RV DC panel, it gets its power from the positive bus bar here, and it's a OEM. They used a 6-gauge wire to go to that. Then there's this area in here. I have a folding ground panel that I use, and I feed its power into an SRNE 50 amp DC to DC charger, but it also has an MPPT controller in it, so it can provide up to 50 amps. And then when I'm running down the road and I want to be able to use the truck alternator to charge my batteries, it feeds into this via 4-gauge wire here, and it can feed 50 amps into these batteries. And these can also be, when I'm going down the road, they can be putting out power. So the combined two of them, I can sometimes, get up to 75, 85, 90 amps going into my batteries when I'm driving down the road. But this is mainly used when I'm in areas where I'm not getting much sun at all, or I've been camped under trees and, it's cloudy. It's just another way I can get to power into my batteries here. This generator being only 2,000 watts, I have to set my Xantrex, because the Xantrex can put up to 150 amps of battery charging power. But this generator can only put out about 14 amps. So what I do is I adjust my Xantrex and I tell it that the shore power is only capable of, around 14 amps, so that it doesn't overload the generator. Anyway, that's the block diagram. I also have a bunch of breakers and fuses here, so I'll show you that. We're going to get it and show you the real world look at all the equipment. As far as the solar panels go, I have them all individually fused on the roof with appropriate fuses for their actual short circuit rating. And then in here, there's some switches to switch the panels on and off. So let's get to the real world look at it. Yes, we'll start up here on the roof with the solar panels I have. So you can see at the very nose of the fifth wheel, I have 4 panels. Those 2 were the very first solar panels I installed. I got a kit from Renogy and installed those probably 2013, so they're just over 10 years old now, still outputting good power. Then my next upgrade was 2 more, and I had 400 watts of solar power. Then a few years later, I added 2 more Renogy panels down here on the side, and then did a review on some Bouge RV panels. These are 170 watt, so I placed them alongside here, and so total is 940. Those front panels, they were wired in early on, so they had their own wiring going down. You can see right here there's a vent that goes, it's actually the vent for my gray tank, and that vent goes down a wall, so I was able to put the wiring through and inside the wall. You can see the other wires coming this way are coming from this set of solar panels. So all the wiring, there's actually 4 different sets of wires that go down and then they combine inside the wall. I'll show you that. Then we got a little tiny solar panel for one of my security cameras. Anyway, that whole system's been working great. No problems. Let's go down and show you the ground panel. So this is the wall that I've run the solar wiring down. You can see here I've connected it to 2 shutoff switches. If I want to, one is the front array and one is the rear array of solar panels. And then we also have my trimetric battery monitor here, so I can see what's going on with my batteries. Right now we're getting 24.5 amps of solar. We're at 74%. And then this is the Xantrex remote showing how much wattage we're using with the inverter, 99 watts. And then also it's Bluetooth, so I can use an app to monitor that. Yeah, so this is just some access panels. I cut open the wall, and so like I say, I can turn these off and on if I want to work on things, or if I'm, say, in an RV park, a lot of times I'll turn them off so I'm just not charging my lithium batteries at 100% all the time. Here's the ground panel. So that's 420 watts. And what I'll do is I'll move it during the course of the day. Right now it's morning, pointing more east, and I'll just slowly shift it around every once in a while so I can maximize the harvest from that. And it goes up and connects to some wiring that's near my hitch here, or my pin box. I connect that with some XT90 connectors, and then it'll head off into the front storage bay. There's also this connector that I can plug into the bed of the truck, and the truck is wired to the alternator, so power can come from the alternator down this and also head in to the front storage bay here. Also there's my little generator I was talking about, 2,000 watt generator, and then it can be plugged in over here. I have a receptacle for it, and then it can go up into the Xantrex inverter, which you can see right now. Sounds like Ann is using the microwave. So that goes by a wire into the AC feed on the Xantrex there, so that I can use my generator to charge my batteries. Anyway, let's look at the DC to DC charger, and it's an MPPT controller, 50 amp. So right now, power is coming in from that solar panel, getting around 11.5 amps right now. It's fairly early in the morning. Or, like I say, it can also be powered by the alternator, which will put 50 amps of power into the batteries through that charger. Here's the main charger for the rooftop, 60 amp Bouge RV, and then you can see here there's a couple bus bars. That's where the two solar arrays are being combined into one, and then they're going into that, and it's putting about 25 amps in right now. As far as fusing goes, I have a 60 amp fuse on the output of that. It's a fusible breaker. I like the switchable breakers because I can disconnect things to work on things. And then this 60 amp has a 70 amp breaker for it. And then up here I have an 80 amp breaker, which is basically so I can turn off that. That is feeding the RV, the OEM type of RV loads, you know, for your power on and your jacks and your lights and everything. And then it goes down into here. There's actually a fusing, the OEM fusing is down there as well. So yeah, this is the Xantrex 3000 watt inverter, and it's got 150 amp capability for its battery charging. And it's also got a transfer switch. So like I say, if that power is coming in from the generator, it'll go through that transfer switch. And then this wire heads off through my RV to the main power center. Behind the main power center, there's another transfer switch that switches between inverter and shore power. There's the two bus bars you saw in the diagram. And then these are the two big batteries. I have 150 amp terminal fuses on them just to protect the wiring. They're kind of like the catastrophic fusing. They're also, I think they're fused inside as well. And right back there is the shunt for the trimetric battery monitor, so it can measure the amperage in and out of the batteries and the voltage. Here's the power center for the rig. So we got our AC and our DC distribution there. And like I say, behind there is the Go Power 30 amp transfer switch. I also installed this in line. It's just at a glance I can see what the AC power is coming in the amperage. And just sort of an add-on. And I have all sorts of apps to monitor the system. This is kind of an old school app for my old trimetric battery monitor that I've had over 10 years. This is some Xantrex apps for my batteries. Gives me information on the battery, amperage, wattage, voltage, that sort of thing. And I have an app for my Xantrex inverter. Tells me about what's happening with the battery and the AC load on it. The Boujar V 60 amp solar charger has an app. So I can see the voltage and current coming off the solar panel array and how much is going into the batteries, temperature, that sort of thing. There's the DC to DC charger app. So it shows me what's going on with the solar panel right now. That's the ground array. And then if I hook it up to the truck, they call it alternator generator, it'll show me what's going on there as well. Well, there you go, guys. That's the current state of things, early 2024 of off-grid power system. I'll leave a link in the description to my blog post on this, and it has links to all the installation and review videos. Till next time, Ray from Love Your RV and Boat. Cheers, everyone.